Dunable Eidolon. Really cool pedal. Kills a few birds with one stone, let's say. Hey, I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Pete Thorn. Welcome to my studio. But hey, yeah, really cool pedal. You heard it, of course, on all the guitar parts on the track at the beginning of the video. Yeah, neat thing about this pedal is that it was really designed to give you a lead boost and also provide a little bit of wetness. Reverb delay, you know what I'm talking about. Now you can either use it in front of your amplifier, you can also use it in the effect loop of an amplifier. So there's this boost knob right here and it's got a ton of boost. So think of it as like an extra master volume in your effect loop of your amp. It's going to kick the effect return if you use it in a loop and bump up the volume of your amplifier well, if you want, also adding some echo and some reverb. Now, of course, you could use this in front of an amp as well, and you get a similar effect if you run it at the end of your pedal chain and you've got overdrives up front, you run out your amp fairly clean, you're also going to get a big volume bump with this boost control if you set it fairly high. So a really unique reverb and delay pedal. Just having reverb and delay in the same pedal, there ain't that many pedals out there that do that, but it's a really, really usable thing to have, right? I mean, you could add a compressor, a fuzz, maybe an overdrive to a pedal board with this guy on it and a tuner and you'd be all set. So let's look at the controls. I mentioned the boost control in the kind of shaded blue area here. These are the reverb controls, just super simple. It sounds kind of like a hall reverb, I guess. This is the reverb amount control, and then there's also this color control right here. As you turn it down, it basically darkens the sound and seems to also shorten the tail, but that could just be an effect of making the tail really dark. And then turning it up brightens the sound quite a bit, and then you get quite a long tail to the reverb. That's it, two controls there for the verb. Then you got a mix delay control, feedback control, as well as a time control. And you can also tap the tempo if you want to set the time. The character, the echo itself, is kind of rolled off, slightly dark, kind of analog-ish. Sounds really, really good to me. You can get the mix quite high on this pedal, and the delay never overtakes the dry sound. It just kind of floats behind, you know, your core tone in a really, really nice way. And I should mention that the feedback you can also crank all the way up, and it never goes into oscillation or any kind of like out of control stuff with this pedal. It's always quite controlled sounding. Last but not least with the echo is this switch right here to select modulation or no modulation. And the mod sound in this pedal is really nice. To me, it sounds kind of analog. It reminds me like an electric mistress, which is kind of, you know, it's that somewhere in between flanging and chorusing kind of sound. Sort of a slow rate with a medium depth modulation. And that's it, other than that aforementioned boost knob. You get an input, an output, power jack. So in my track, the song at the beginning of the video, I had the pedal mostly in front. I say that. I was using the PT100 plugin actually for a lot of those tones from UA and Sir, Brainworks as well, because it just sounds so damn good. And I used some clean to edgy sounds basically for most of it, but I did do one fairly dirty guitar solo part, that main lead part, and for that part I used the pedal actually in the effect loop in my PT15 amplifier and added some long kind of quarter note echo, a little bit of reverb, and boosted a little bit and all that stuff. So I used the pedal both kind of in front of a virtual amp as well as in the effect loop of an amp. So let's solo some of those parts now from the track at the beginning of the video outside of the mix. Right before that, I'm just going to play a little bit right here and show you the major features in about 20 seconds that the pedal does, the main sounds. And then a little bit later on, I'm going to use my TC Ditto looper to play a guitar loop through the pedal, and that'll free up my hands in order to turn the knobs and show you some more of the sounds that this thing makes. All right, here we go. Okay, so let's check out the dry sound first with no pedal. Okay, turning it on, you'll hear the reverb first. I back down the color, it gets darker. Turn it up, longer. And brighter. That's the boost knob, tons of boost. Now let's hear the delay, first with no mod. Turning on the mod switch. Rockers, thanks for watching my video on the Eidolon pedal from Dunable. Not a lot of pedals out there that do delay and reverb in the same box, and I think it's a great thing to have if you're trying to save space on your pedal board. The fact that you can get both those key effects in this one box, pretty darn cool, along with a boost as well right at the end of your chain. It's kind of brilliant, really, when I think about it. Not a lot of pedal manufacturers have put on delays or reverbs something that you can boost the front end of your amp with, or maybe boost in the effect loop and get
more volume for solos.
Check it out further at that link that you see down there in the video description below. Please hit subscribe if you haven't. Hit that little bell beside the subscribe. That'll give you an alert every time I put out a new video. And hit the thumbs up if you dug it. I really appreciate it. Come back and see me for more videos real soon. I am Pete Thorn. All right, take care.